Peace. This is Nijeta Ankh coming at you once more. How y'all doing? Good. So, I have definitely been traversing some hot coals with these subjects, mainly with what I'm going to call the Farrakhan factor. You can call it the N.O.I factor, Farrakhan factor. Mainly, we're seeing some things that look like improprieties, and what I'm getting is people are emotionally attached to this person, and that's exactly the point. So, but I'm gonna bring you some new information just to look into, and you could see what it is that I'm looking at. Make your own conclusions, draw your own conclusions. I ran over a press conference from November 2017 of Farrakhan having a big press conference as usual. This one was, I believe, before the National Press Club. If not the press club, it was in DC. It was actually in print. It's PDF. You can download it. I found it really interesting that in some of the what he was saying, first of all, it's very political. And what he's doing basically is insinuating something that some people have been insinuating for some time, but then you want to wonder, why is he saying it? So he's insinuating that Trump is, a catalyst. Put it that way. Trump is some sort of catalyst that will cause real divine change in the country, and some other things. And I just found that really interesting. I went to the Savior's Day, but it must have been 2007, and I went to Chicago, and I remember the way he spoke about Barack Obama. And many people are now saying that, they believe, and they're pointing some information that shows that Barack Obama may in fact have been controlled, by the shadow government. You could definitely see that he couldn't move like he said he intended. I mean, he wasn't able to get infrastructure fixed. He could barely get the healthcare plan in, and that was just like, you would think the man was trying to give away free arms the way they was acting, just for healthcare. So what does that tell you? So this is a very political press conference in which he's basically stating how Trump is some type of catalyst. That's what he's insinuating, and that he can bring change. Of course, he took time to give his teacher Elijah Muhammad praise, and that he is, Elijah Muhammad returning. So when he says things like that, but he also said he's still alive. You just want to wonder, okay, so which is it? Now, what he's insinuating also in this press conference, and you can read it for yourself, in regards to the Jesse Jackson incident. I remember that time. I was around, I was a baby, but we pushed for Jesse Jackson. We had our gold Jesse Run t-shirts, rainbow push t-shirts. We would go, and I remember my parents meeting with other people very often, marches, everything for Jesse Jackson. I remember. And he was saying that before Jesse Jackson, he was pretty much underground. That's not what I remember. He wasn't underground. From 81, it was like Farrakhan. He was the man. So this underground stuff, no, you was not underground. So that was, I don't know what he meant by that. And then, like I said, what's happening in the mosque at those times is a distinct and unique type of pathology and methodology and theology being put into the people about this man. The study guides that they wrote, him and Jabril Muhammad, were very much charged into affecting a person's thinking, into affecting how a person thinks, rising above emotion into the thinking of God. They sound great, but when you really look into them, that's what it's about, affecting how you think and your critical thinking process. A lot on hypocrisy. I mean, they would do whole study guides on hypocrisy to make sure that, no one challenged this question of his divinity. So by the time the Jesse Jackson thing happened, no, you wasn't underground. You had a good following of people who really wanted to believe, needed to believe, feel like they needed to believe in you. So he also, towards the end of this press conference, and this is where I'm getting at, alludes to this statehood and getting statehood. This is why I keep talking. This is what has me concerned. Anytime you're talking about putting people in any type of controlled environment. So I said that before. I said about the camps. I said, don't be so quick to run to them, even though they seem great. They might have all the amenities, and you might not think you have somewhere to go, when it all breaks down. But, think twice. So now it's looking like a positioning in the language is about statehood. So he's